Hello, beautiful people. And yes, I am back. Get over it. No, I'm just kidding. Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here with us. As you are here, type in where you are coming in from. I'm coming in from New York, New York. If you don't know by now you know. As you know, today is a special day. We are having our virtual book launch for Our Truth Is Not a Lie. I am so excited about this project. It is like one of my favorite projects. It's my other book baby. Hopefully Warriors Paradigm has not gotten jealous. Sorry. But today is Our Truth's Day. So I appreciate all of you for tuning in and being here with us. And I hope that if you have not caught the replay for the other virtual launch sessions, I hope you do after this one. So stay here. Don't go anywhere. So today I have two amazing co-authors that I absolutely love. There wasn't an option for them not to be on this project, just saying. Right. So I'm so excited for them. But just a little bit, just to reintroduce myself, if you don't know who I am, my name is Chanel Spencer, and I am the CEO of Maximum Evolution, and I help women to transform their lives and bring their vision into fruition. Because at this point, we are no longer waiting for a seat at anybody else's table. We're just going to go and build our own. Thank you. So before we get into this, I would love to quickly just tell you about our truth. What? About our truth is not a lie. I probably done said it 50 million times today and every other day, so I apologize. Our truth is not a lie. So this book is literally 18 stories of all of us discussing the different challenges that we have faced in being a Black person, a Black woman, a Black man, and especially in the climate that we are in today with everything that's happened. I feel that it's a super important conversation for us to have and to be on a platform and share our experiences and how we feel, because a lot of us suffer in silence. And this was the purpose of this project, was for us to all say, hey, this is what I've experienced. This is who I am. And even though I've had certain challenges in life, I'm still being a boss, because everybody on this project are like amazing and are bosses and are taking over, entrepreneurs, authors, first-time authors. Listen, it doesn't matter. We are all powerful. We are all beautiful, and we are here for the takeover. So sorry, if you don't like it, don't watch. If you don't like it, stay all the way over there. It's going to happen either way. It's just not an option anymore. So I'm super excited for this project. I'm super excited for the authors that are here with us today. And I'm going to let them introduce themselves. So they're like, I love them. I love their energy. I love what they stand for. I love what they're doing in the world. And they are super amazing. So let me see what my first guest is going to be. Say hello to the beautiful people, Miss Martha.
Hello, everyone. Glad to be here. I'm glad you're joining us for this powerful conversation about Our Truth Is Not a Lie.
Yes.
So I am.
Mm-hmm. Tell us a little about yourself.
Yeah. So my name is Martha Davidson, and I am the CEO and founder of S.A.G.E Academy. S.A.G.E means seasoned, aware, grateful, and energized. So what happens so many times in our lives as we grow older, we don't know how to take the wisdom that we've gained over our lifespan and make it more powerful and positive. We often find ourselves in a state of stress. Stress is the number one killer actually in the United States right now. 85% of all medical visits are related to stress. And what my goal is with S.A.G.E Academy is to educate you on how you can manage your thoughts and emotions, to liberate you from those thoughts that do not help you just thrive, just makes you barely survive. And then we cultivate practices and procedures that allow us to live intentionally so that we can live our heart's desire. You can live your heart's desire at any age, and we mustn't let the past dictate our present and future situations. So I'm proud to be here. My title is Leaving a Legacy of a Life Fulfilled. And actually, this is a tribute to my mother, who passed on August 1st of this year. And her journey, which we'll talk about throughout this session, was one that propelled me to be who I am and who I am becoming, because we're always in a state of learning. We're always in a state of achieving and becoming the best we can be.
Yes, I love it. Let me say something. So I've known Miss Martha for a little while now. But we were in a group for, was it 1 Million Mamas? Which is
Yeah.
a nonprofit organization, and we were having a conversation about just being a mom and just the experiences that we've had and the struggles and the homeschooling and all these things about being a
Yes,
mom, right?
yes,
And then we
yes.
started talking about just our experience as a Black woman and our struggles and our frustrations. And like out of nowhere, I started crying like a nut. And it made me realize how I still had some like unresolved frustration and maybe hurt from what I experienced in the corporate world and you know what I mean, and not feeling valued and not feeling important enough. And then Miss Martha started to share how she was going to school like when things just started becoming unsafe. I'm like, what? I'm sitting here all upset about a corporate job and you over here like what? And it was such a powerful story to hear. And it also made me feel even more passionate about this project because how we were going to school back then and we're still having the same challenges today. So I can only imagine how it may have impacted you seeing what's happening in these past couple of months, but also like just it just makes it that much more real, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Because it makes it seem like everything is hundreds and hundreds of years ago, but it really wasn't that long ago. You know what I mean?
It wasn't that long ago.
Right,
And
right.
I tell the story at 6, I was denied to drink from a public fountain. And at the age of 66, I'm having the same issues being denied benefits of being a smart Black woman in a corporate America. And so that's why it's so important for us to begin to educate ourselves on how we can release those thoughts that have been placed in our head that we're not good enough, that we're not smart enough. Yes, we are. And we have to not let that sink in. We must continue. And I know we have another guest we need to bring on, but
Yes.
for me,
hold on, wait, before you start, do you see why I started crying during this 1 Million Mamas? I was like, I am important. Like,
I went from a mail clerk to the C-suite, and the struggle was not easy. But I chose to not let whatever happened to me in those instances as I climbed the ladder to not distract me, because no one has the right to take away my dignity.
Amen. Yes. Do you see why I love her? Oh my gosh. I just want to like air hug her. Oh my gosh. If we're gonna get to your mom, I know this was super recent. And we definitely send our loves and virtual hugs because we got a social distance to you and sending you strength and comfort during this time. And if you need anything, you have only a DM away. Let's bring on this next.
Yes,
Thank you, Ms. Martin. You are amazing. We'll bring you right back up. So our next guest that I'm super excited about, I'm not going to tell her name. So we met in the Get Visible group on a bridge sessions. If there's any moneymakers watching, and she is a game changer. I love her energy. I just love everything that she does. And like, so without further ado, say hello to the beautiful people.
Hello, beautiful people. I'm all for that. Hello, beautiful people. I'm so glad to be here in this space, sharing this space with these amazing women. Yes. This is so juicy.
Oh my gosh. Like, let me just get into this background. Like, I need to come to my house and set all of that up because you see how it just looks flawless. Like, you just listen. I love it. So tell the beautiful people a little bit about yourself.
So, hello, everybody. My name is Pamela Garrison, or author Pamela G. We're going to shorten that up, author Pamela G. I am an international best-selling author, and this will be my third bestseller because I know that's where we're headed. This can't be anything but. So, I am a speaker, personal development strategist, and also a podcast social media personality. But most of all, I am known in these streets as the bubble therapist, right? And so right now I am the CEO of Bubbles for Life Academy. And you're going, now what does that mean? So basically, as you see these clusters of bubbles behind me, bubbles of life represents an area in space in which whatever your struggle is, whatever you need, wherever you need to release toxic energy or just grow, from your experience. That's the bubble we want to address next. And see, like in this setting, see, our truth is not a lie. That's the bubble we hitting today. Our truth. As strong Black women, as people that has been in the struggle, our ancestors, and all of these things, we keep walking the truth. And our truth don't lie. So in my segment, I talk about how sometimes with all of the things we're challenged with, how we can get angry. And we have all of these toxic emotions. And if you don't release the toxicity, it has to go somewhere. So those are the things we don't want to sit and fester, even though we're going through a struggle. We're going through some challenges, but we want to be able to get those things out of us. So when I talk about blow bubbles to release your troubles, that's what I'm talking about. Let's think about all of these toxic thoughts and emotions and don't let them fester on the inside of you, but pick up that bubble stick and blow, slowly release them out in the air and watch all that toxicity get away from you so that you can make better, informed decisions, live your best life, and then we can get through all of this together. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes, you're preaching on this thing. Yes, I love it. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. And for you, it's a similar situation. Just we were on a bridge call, and I believe we were talking to Miss Leslie, and we were just talking about I think her thing is called Women in White Spaces, something like that. And we were just talking about our different challenges. And I believe you were a manager for T-Mobile or something like that. And you were talking about the opposite of what you experienced, where you have other it was other women.
It was other women of color. When we have and I have a background at AT&T. Mm-hmm. AT&T is my AT&T, Pac-Bell, SBC. You know, all of them names. You know, telecommunications company. That telecommunications background, and being in that background, I was talking about how when you are in an office where we are predominantly Black, and then to be in an atmosphere where you have management by fear now, because now we have taken the things that we have seen, and now we're going to use and abuse the power and authority that has been given in order to oppress the people, in order to make the dollars or to make the money. And at the end of the day, see, the company doesn't look at the oppression. They're just looking at the numbers. Mm-hmm. And as long as the numbers are adding up, because all they see at the end of the day is that you're producing, but they're not looking at the toxic environment in which you are in. So a lot of people came away scarred and, you know, mental breakdowns, and I just had to take a break. And so it was just something to see when it is done by our people. Mm-hmm. So you still in a struggle because now the mindset has been still tainted to where let's do this form of management. And so now we got Black on Black, mm-hmm. suppression, oppression, mm-hmm. depressions, all of these things just pressing down rather than working together to uplift each other, mm-hmm. and then to educate so that we can all reign supreme. But see, again, corporate America, they just wanted bottom line dollars. Here's how I get it done. Give me this assignment, but I don't care who I'm going to step on to get it done.
Right. And so it's so crazy that you said that, because when I was a GM, I worked so hard to be the opposite of that, because mm-hmm. A lot of times it's because you have to fight super, super hard to even be acknowledged, or to even, like I talked earlier about, getting a seat at the table. Right. And so when they finally get it, it's like, I'm gonna hold on tight to it and nobody else can have it. And then it comes out in how they communicate or how they don't communicate or how they treat other people, because it's like, oh, now I have a seat, so I'm a little bit better than you, so go over there. You know what I mean? Where when I was a GM, I made it like I was more excited about being a general manager because I knew that I would have the power to provide opportunities to other people that may have been completely overlooked in like 2.5 seconds. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, like, no, thank you. You know, I went on an interview years ago, and it was an Indian man. I'm not going to say what company it was. I'm not going to tell anybody. But that was the worst interview I ever went on in my life.
Oh my goodness.
Because as soon as I walked in, he was like, he saw me and his whole demeanor, everything changed. Wow. And then I sat down. He's like, well, I only liked you because of your extensive finance background. So do you have any questions? And I was just like, do you want to tell me about the hotel? Like, what? Okay. Like, you know what I mean? And I didn't want to be rude because at the end of the day, everybody knows everybody in the hotel industry. So I didn't want to be like, you know what, flip the table and forget you. So I kind of like forced the interview, was asking questions, is trying to stay as professional as possible. But that was just a reminder of like really?
That was like pulling teeth, right? Just trying to get
it made me feel like, okay, is this because I'm a Black woman or is it because I'm a woman? Like, what is the issue? Because if I'm somebody different, would you have that same energy? And that was the challenge that I faced throughout majority of my corporate career, where it was just like people would talk to me in a certain way, treat me in a certain way, say certain things to me. I'm just like, okay, so would I have to fight this hard for just a little bit level of respect and other things? You know what I mean? So I completely get what you're saying. And a lot of times we have to work better together versus being against each other. Like, it's not a competition. We have to get rid of the lack mindset and the crab in the barrel mindset and work together to lift each other up, because that's how you truly win. It's not fun when you're the only one winning and you're not bringing anybody else with you, because you're going to be lonely and miserable at some point. So it's you win, and then you bring the ones that have been there for you, that have been supportive to you. Or if you see somebody struggling, it doesn't take much to help. Like, oh my gosh, like, we're not asking you to give thousands of dollars. We're just saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh my gosh.
Show the love, spread the wealth, spread the joy.
But listen, when I become a millionaire, don't be coming knocking on my door, okay? It's only a select few. I'm just saying. But let's
but it's having that abundance mindset. It's an abundance mindset. There is no lack. And I believe that we all have divine assignments. And we can be doing the same work, but we're not going to tell the same story. The story is not going to read the same because the experience is different.
Correct.
And so as we're bringing others up with us, because there are people that are called that's only going to listen to my voice. We can tell the same story, but I'm after the people that are assigned to me. And just like there are people that are assigned to you, there's people that are assigned to Martha, because our stories, we can tell the same story, but the emphasis are going to be different in the struggle. And so there's just certain people that's going to relate to it the way you say it, the way I say it. You know, Bubbles is not for everybody, but it's for a select few. I want the few it's called to, right? And so that's all we want. And so it's not, if people learn to walk in their strengths, and see, what happens is a comparison's happening. Oh, well, look at what this one is doing. Look at what that one is doing. If you focus on what you're called to do, and we're all walking in our strengths hand in hand, we have no weaknesses, because I'm going to call you into things I'm not strong in.
Right.
So that's why I need your help. And so that's how we help one another.
I hope you guys are taking notes. Whoever needs to hear this, honestly, and this is like literally the purpose of this project, for people to understand, like, regardless of what's like you said, what's assigned to you is for you. Yes, somebody might be in their winning season, but that doesn't mean you have to be in a corner miserable. Your season is coming, so support them and be excited for them. You know what I mean? Like, it's unfair, the amount of competition or the comparison or the crab in the barrel mindset that is out there. It's unreal. Like, I could tell you stories for days, but I'm not gonna blow nobody's spot up today. Okay. But so many stories of like the exact opposite, where I'm like literally helping you to double your salary. I'm literally helping you to literally get your life to the next level. And it's now my turn to win. And you're the one that's trying to like literally sabotage and bring me down. Like, weird. Make it make sense. Like, that doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? Like, so we have to get rid of that lack mindset. We have to get rid of that scarcity mindset. And for those who don't understand what that means, it means that literally the crab in the barrel mentality, where you feel like there's only room for you and no one else. Like, you have to have the abundance mindset that, okay, I got some candy. It's enough candy in the world for everybody to get. So it doesn't matter if that one has a Jolly Rancher and you only have an hour later. Like, you could get a Jolly Rancher too. Relax. Like, it's just gonna come when it's your time. It's your season. That's what you have to understand.
Right.
It's not that, like, it's like you said, the competition and the comparison. Only compete against yourself. Only be better than yourself yesterday. Be better than yourself last year. It's not about comparing yourself to another person, because you don't know what that person did to get to that level.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You might be looking at somebody in step 12 and you at step 1. Like you cannot compare yourself. You know what I mean? What you do is you connect with that person to figure out how they got to step 12 and you action those steps, not try to bring that person back to step 3. That makes no sense.
And how does Lisa Nichol put it? You know, comparison, the thief of all joy, right? Because see, we comparing things. We're not even in the same race. We're not even trying to go to the same destinations. You don't know what my end result is. And so when I look at you and I'm comparing to you, it's a misfit. Because we're not even in the same race trying to reach the same goals. We're not even moving for the same reasons. So see how it doesn't make any sense? So it's like,
I'm telling you, you know, and so when Miss Martha said earlier about just how we are literally what she experienced when she was 6 and where we are today is just like, why wouldn't we want to work together? Like, why wouldn't we want to help to uplift each other versus trying to tear each other down? And it's like, it makes me super sad, to be very honest, as to not everybody. So when I found the Get Visible group, I was like, oh, it's really support each other. It's really, you know what I mean? When I met you, so I'm like, oh, that's really, oh, it's okay for me to cry and I don't look crazy. Oh, okay. Like, you know what I mean? It's just a different atmosphere. It's just a different level of support. So make sure you surround yourself by the right people, because some people don't want you. They act like they all smile, and want your best, but no.
No, we cried with you, girl. We shared tears. We was like, I got deliverance. It was like, what? This is sisterhood for real.
We
did the ugly cry.
Actually, I was in AT&T for 18 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And technology. And so I had a different experience, but same outcome, right? And that because of the color, because of the female, because of all those barriers, I had to work extra hard. I spent so much time climbing up and to still find, oh, this is wrong. This is wrong. You still have to do this. Oh, yes, you get a bonus, but oh, yeah, you still need to do this. And I would say is that through all of that, I was so busy focused on climbing the ladder that I missed out on my family. Something like I could have spent with my son, or I actually raised my nephew too. So with them, or, just planning my time, because I was so focused, because we are so geared towards that as we grow up. You got to get the good job. You got to get the college education. You got to get all that stuff. And then you get all that stuff and you're not fulfilled. All you've done is spent time making multi-million dollars for somebody and you getting crumbs. And so, and so the message for me was, do not allow yourself to miss out on memories of your family, because they don't care. What you have to do is make sure that you have a foundation of knowing who you are. And also know you have the right to leave. We get so scared that we get, but this a good job. He got pension and all that. What happened? But I was there. They took away the pension. That's when I said, I know it's time for me to go. So it was no purpose for me to stay. And I grew so much exponentially. I cannot believe when I released the fact that I did not have to stay in AT&T, that I could go other places. I have been around the world. I have been to 6 continents, training, selling, and sharing my services that I thought that I had to just stay and work 10, 12, 14 hours for. So know your worth. We have to know our worth. We have to know our confidence level. We have to know that we are the individuals that God has designed us to be, and not what other people think we should be.
Oh.
That's a bomb right there. See that part. See that part right there.
You are preaching today. Let me tell you, mostly I'm just like, you see what it's like.
Yeah, that part. You know, if nothing else, young people, the younger generation, if nothing else, take that piece. Know who you are and stand in your worth.
Yes.
See, because it has taken us some time to get there. And like I said, and it's never too late. That's the part. It's never too late for that new beginning. It's never too late to pivot, to switch, you know, because if you feel like you're constantly working, and you're going to know, because like you said, you're not fulfilled. You know, you dread getting up. You dread going to the job. You dread every day. You know, it is not a value in your life, but it's something that you feel like you have to do. So it's time to get off the merry-go-round and make a strong decision. So you're only one decision away from change. So just make that decision and just believe in yourself and get it done. So that's the part. So I was like, yeah, that part.
Like, we're literally talking about where I was last September, around actually the same time, where I was just like, yeah, this is not it. Like I worked 10 years to get to this level. I was making 6 figures. It was like everything. And I was just like, yeah, no, this is not it. And like literally what you said, it was the battle of, okay, like I'm set financially, right? It was the battle of the comfort zone, right? It was the battle of, then it now was the battle of my worth and my value, and working 14 to 16-hour days and not being around my family and sacrificing time. You know what I mean? And it was just like, all right, it's a choice between myself or the job. And for once, I found the value within myself and was just like, peace, it's been real. You know? And so you guys are absolutely right. Like, you're just hitting it right. Like, oh, yeah, this is
and
so
especially
powerful.
Again, for me, it became a health issue.
Yeah.
Because when you're fighting against the grain, then toxicity goes somewhere.
Right. That's
so you got all this underlying resentment because you don't want to be there in the first place. And so it creates toxicity. It goes somewhere. So it's underlying. And so it became a health issue. And so, like you said, you're like, okay, it's not worth dying for.
Right.
It's not worth dying for. We don't have to do that kind of sacrifice.
Yes.
You know?
It's a true sacrifice because we have been brainwashed that we have to do this.
Right.
And so we don't use our own creativity. We are, as a people of color, very creative, very ingenuous in how we do our stuff. We can do stuff that other people trying to figure out how to do. We was making lights, traffic lights. We were making, we have people that were inventing things that they don't even get credit for. The city of Washington, D.C. All right, all those things, because we have that, but we've been told that we can't. We can't. We can't. And we can't. And we can't. And I just want to say that's what the whole thing was with my mom and her legacy, and why I chose to write about it is she was born to sharecroppers, and they were on land that couldn't produce anything. And my grandfather was paying rent everywhere, and they didn't have any product, nothing to produce for the master. So he would always be in debt. So they literally lived off the land. They literally, one of my great aunts, she worked in she was in what they call the cookhouse, and she had access. And so she would steal the books and bring them to my parents, my mother. And so I thought for years that my mother had a 9th grade education. My mother didn't have any education. And she ended up not graduating once, but twice from beauty school, because the first beauty school she went to, it was color. And colored people don't have sense. So when she moved to Ohio, she had to go back again. And then she became an entrepreneur. So no matter what you know is your path and what you know is your decision in life and who you're going to serve, go for it. You don't have to have an education. She actually got her GED when she was 55 years old.
Wow.
And she had her own business, and she struggled, but she never gave up on her dream, from being in cotton fields to owning her own salon with 10 chairs. I mean, it takes It takes you to understand that no one can take away what God has planned for you.
That's it.
Lord, you're going to be crying in place. Let me tell you
That
something.
part.
Right. Like, do you understand how powerful that story is? Like, do you understand why I need to respond on this project? Like, do you understand how powerful the story is? Because we don't realize how it wasn't that long ago. Like, you know what I mean? So to have people sitting and having this conversation of what they've experienced, it's like, hello, people, like, and it's 2020 and we're still having the same conversations. You know what I mean? Where you don't feel as if you matter, as you don't feel as you're valuable, you know what I mean? As you are literally judged by the way that you look. And it, like you said, you have to fight 10 times harder for somebody for a position where literally if you blink, you can do it while you sleep. Whereas somebody that has like no experience, doesn't even make sense. Like, how did you even get this job? You know what I mean? Like, it's just so. And so the mere fact that you literally mentioned how she had to take books from the you said the master's house. Oh my god.
Yeah, well, like they were like they were the slave owners, but then when they got free, they became you were tenants on that same property. So you were called sharecroppers.
Right.
And you were still paying them your whatever you made. So like my grandfather had all this property that they sold to him, but he could never make any money off the property because the land was no good.
Yeah.
And so they literally ate rabbits and whatever they could find, and that's how they lived. And because they never made any money. He never made any money off of the crops. And so, you know, he tried and he just couldn't. And so
it's a false sense of freedom.
Oh, you took the words right out of my mouth.
A false sense of freedom. The same thing we're dealing with. Exactly. False sense of freedom. We're going to jingle this carrot and we're going to give you this, but we're going to make sure it doesn't prosper.
And
we're going to make sure it doesn't prosper.
Like that is literally what happens today. Like, it's as though we are literally set up to fail. Like, literally. Yeah. And some people just don't understand that. Like, they're just so stuck in their ways and stuck in their mindsets that they don't realize, like, okay, yes, you feel like you're winning, but at the end of the day, like, you really aren't. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Because here's the thing, it's still systematic. And see, they keep going, the system is broken. No, the system is designed exactly how they want it to be. The system is not broke. The system needs to be changed.
Amen.
So see, the system flows exactly the way it was designed to flow. It's not broke. See, it's a false sense of security.
Yes, and
it worked perfectly for those it was designed to work for. We keep trying to dive into something that was never meant for us to flow through.
Right.
See, that part.
That's so true. That is so true. And we have been misguided. And we spend so much time, all of us, working triple times over for them. And where are they? Where are the owners?
Chilling on a yacht that I'm trying to get.
Or a big mansion that's 50 times more the size than they need. Right? Off the backs of us. And we really, oh, girl, I work for this one and I work for that company. You know, the this and I'm the that. But yet we are not free because we are slaves to that mentality that we have to do better so that we can show that we succeeded in life.
So see, now it needs to be a shift in the mindset.
Yes,
it's a mindset shift.
Listen, I'll work. No, I'm not gonna work 15 hours for nobody anymore, just for my own company. But like, I'll work 15 hours for you if you giving me some equity. If when I leave, like you said, if you making me, if you gonna give me a partnership, sure, you know what I mean. But like,
you know,
what are you passing down to your children, your children's children when you're sitting? And that's what changed my perspective too. It's like, great, like I have a 401k and that's great. I can build my own, but you know what I'm saying? But ultimately, it's like, what I can't say, okay, well, I'm going to have my son come and work with me today and I'm gonna give him a job. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, you're not building your own table. You're helping to build somebody else's. And there's nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong. There is nothing wrong with that. Make sure your mindset is right. You know what I'm saying? Right. Make sure you're treating people the right way. Make sure that you're acknowledging where you are and also helping others to get there too. Because you can't close the door behind you. That's not fair.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like you said, like when you said how she was bringing the books to your mother and father, she didn't have to do that. She'd be like, well, I got access, so I'm gonna read the book by myself and good luck to you. No, so that is how you help other people. It's not saying just throwing money at people and giving all your information. No, but if you see somebody that's having a hard time, if you see somebody struggle, it's not that hard just to be like, hey, here's a tip of what you can do. You know, like just a little more. But I do have a question. How, with everything that is happening now, in regards to the George Floyd and the Breonna Taylors and the Ahmaud Arbery, how has that impacted you and just what you've gone through in the past years and seeing what is happening today?
Well, it's really sad. It's really sad that we're still at the same place in terms of us having the same justices and the same freedoms as other people. I had 2 boys. And so boys in schools and girls in schools are totally different if they choose to pick you as one that you tell you that your son is different. You know, my son was an auditory learner. So because he didn't do what they thought he should do, something was wrong with him. So I had to fight the system all the way till I got tired and homeschooled him. Right. And then, you know, I never really, I had him out mowing lawns with a lawn contract when he was 10 because I wanted him to know he could do in entrepreneurship. He came home with a contract, y'all, that was signed by some people. I was like, these people gave you money. So, but you have to start early. And let people know that no matter if you're in a school system, you still have a responsibility to teach your children. You still have a responsibility so that to answer your question, I guess I got off track, is that
no, you're fine.
We struggle so hard still today to deal with all of the things that happen to us because people are still in the same mindset. They grew up with that. So that's that whole thing about systemic racism is that they don't even know that they're racist. Oh, I love everybody. Oh, I go to church with you. You know, I go to a church that's multicultural. Oh, so therefore I don't have racism. And that's the false thing that happens with that. We figure that, we sit with people of all races in church. So racism doesn't exist. It exists. It exists because we have not torn down the barriers of that. And we still have that. And I don't know the answer. And I don't know with all of the things that are going on, if the majority of the population understands. You know, I was reading a post from one of my coach mentors, and he wrote something about what do you think about the NBA players boycotting? And a person of color said, well, I don't think it was right. It wasn't smart enough because we ought to go get all the people we killing on the street. And I say to myself, what are you doing to change that mindset? People are not killing each other on the street because they want to kill each other on the street. It's because, excuse me, we have not reached back to our own and share and help others to progress. You know, we don't know how to do that, but yet we know how to criticize. Excuse me.
And that's the part that for me was hard to see where we are. I'm going to give you a minute, Ms. Martha. That gave me a hard time in regards to where we are today. Because it's just like it exposed what I feel that everything that has been happening behind closed doors in regards to the challenges, in regards to how we're impacted, in regards to the barriers, in regards to it seems as though it's in your mind. Like, okay, maybe I'm making that up in my brain. Maybe that's not real. Maybe I'm not really experiencing that. And then you see all of this come out and it's like, oh, so yeah. You know what I mean? And it can trigger someone and really make someone really feel feel discouraged, feel like there's no light at the end of the tunnel, because it's been how many years and we're still fighting the same fight. Like, what? Like, when I watched Selma, it just made me, I can't watch movies like that. It just makes me so frustrated, because it's just like, that was not even that long ago and we're still processing in the street today. Like, what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What does it look like for my children's children? And that's why I'm working so hard to build a legacy, because I don't want anybody to be able to tell my kid, oh, well, you're not good enough and you can have a C, or you got to work 50 times harder than somebody else to get the same thing that you technically deserve because of what you've done and how you do it and what you've achieved. You know what I mean? So listen, we're here building our own tables. Sorry.
Yeah. And that's unapologetically. So we're not even sorry. No, we're not.
Sorry, not sorry.
No, we're not sorry. We're not sorry. We're overdue.
Yeah.
We are overdue. We're not sorry about it. We are overdue. This is the time for us to band together. This is the time for us to rise. I know it's been said, but now it needs to be demonstrated. And see, because our history, all in history, we have been pitted against each other. But it's time to be released from all of this, from all of it, so that as a people, as we come together, we can thrive and take our rightful place. The problem is we keep looking for another race or another culture to give it to us. We built everything. So it is not about somebody giving it to us. It is about us standing up and taking our rightful place. Because we built a lot of things. And like we talked about earlier, we have all these gifts, talents, and abilities that we can stand on. And so again, it's renewing the mindset, knowing that, yes, you are all of that. Do you know how many dreams are in the graveyard? Do you know how many hopes and dreams have died and they laid to rest? But those same ideas are being rebirthed in a new generation. But if they're not encouraged to be who they are in pursuit of things that they keep thinking about, then as a people, we're going to suffer some more. So it's not until we stand up and go, enough is enough. And here's what we're doing. And we're going to do this together, collectively, and support one another.
And on that note, let me tell you something. Listen, you need to get this audio book. Okay, you need to order this ebook. Do you hear it? Listen, okay? Like, do you hear what is happening? Like, do you see why I love them? Like, do you see what is happening? Because just listen. Like, make sure you take notes. Like, you are worthy. You deserve everything that you want in life. If you have an idea, if you have something that you want to achieve, just go and do it. Even if people try to snatch it from underneath you, who cares? Keep pushing forward. If you get a roadblock, climb over it. Listen, just make it happen, because there have been so many that have suffered substantially for us to be where we are today. So take that opportunity. If you want to start that business, if you want to become an author, whatever it is that you want to do, listen. So, Miss Pamela, tell everybody how we can connect with you.
Well, you can connect with me. I'm mostly on Facebook, so that's at author Pamela G, or also through my website, and that's bubblesforlife.com. And so that'll connect you to my calendar as well as my academy. So,
yes,
Bubbles for Life.
Yes, you can connect with me through my website, S.A.G.E.com. And you can also connect with me. You can by contacting me directly at info@marthatdavidson.com. And I am on Facebook, and I do have a site out there called Age with Sage also. So feel free to contact me, and I would love to connect with everyone, because we as a generational, we suffer from generational issues. And if we from various generations work together, we could then create the legacies for those that come after us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta find out that. You gotta snap to that.
Right.
Listen, okay. Do you have any final words you want to share with the audience, Miss Pamela?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Do you have any other final words you want to share with the audience?
Well, I'm going to tell the audience my final words is be blessed, don't stress, blow bubbles. My word right there.
Be blessed and get in his bag, okay?
Bubbles.
But I thank both of you. This has been an amazing conversation. And if you have not gotten your audiobook, you need to go to ourtruthbook.com and get that right now. Because listen, we got some powerful stories that you need to hear. And when we get that ebook to read. So make sure you go to ourtruthbook.com. I appreciate both of you ladies for being here with us today. And I appreciate you for saying yes to being on this project. I'm like so excited.
Share that excitement.
In, and if you are here with us still, thank you for being with us. And if you lasted the whole time, we appreciate you. Sending tons of love to you. It's been an amazing conversation and such important conversation to have on this platform. So I appreciate both of you for your transparency and your openness and your honesty. It's been amazing, and that's why I love y'all. You know I'm gonna bother you sometimes too. Just say. And please stay tuned for our next virtual launch session that will be at 5 o'clock. I got some special people for you. So again, thank you, beautiful people. Have a wonderful day. Bye.